Good evening. Hello, Buzzard, and thank you for coming and being here. Helps him actually on time. I think it says show time before it was supposed to. Or at least I thought it was supposed to because I dropped my dry brushing card. Not a good start. I was gonna do terrain tonight, but then, last night, but then I put it off to tonight, and I realised I'm not quite sure what I wanted to do and how I was going to go about changing and correcting things I wanted to on the terrain. So I decided to carry on with the Necrons instead. And two things I'm thinking first of all is I'll have a look at the ones that have got white on them and check that the white's been done properly, because I think there are some that stand out more than others. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it could represent some in different fluxes of releasing energy. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Then I've got to dry brush them a bit because I went a bit overboard. I'm winging this entire thing. This entire thing. I'm just my color scheme, the techniques. I can check them up on YouTube as much as I want, and I can see other people try them and explain them. But until I sit down and practice them, I'm never going to get any. I'm never going to know who can do it or how difficult or how hard to actually get said result. So yeah, I'm winging everything. So I overdid some of the wash on some of them, so I'm going to have to go over the dry brush of silver just to bring out the highlights again, the higher edges again. Then paint them all blue. In some cases, turn them around because I've noticed he's just ridiculously faced and posed for. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, double check the black ones are actually in right orientation and not stupidly placed on the bases, which helps. And then we shall see. So I'll go through and see how try and get essentially the Necrons finished for tonight. Or the Warriors anyway. I'm going to move my microphone just in case I'm a bit quiet. I'm not sure if I was or not, but I've realised I'm sat slightly further away from the microphone than what I was. So yeah, I've moved the microphone closer. Now, what do I want to do first? And how quickly can I check the whites on? See, that doesn't even look like it's been. Has that even been done on that side? No. He's been done on that side and that side, but it doesn't look as any energy coil done. It should be relatively easy to spot the ones that are like, yeah, you've not been done at all, for instance. So hopefully there isn't many of these that I have to do. And as it's the primer that I can use, and providing the brush is going to be okay with me. See, I can't tell on that one. Okay, yeah, that one has been done, but it's not been done well. So most of them seem to be fine. As I said, some will be at different fluxes of energy because of how. See, that's not even been done. See, there you go. There's one that's not been done at all. So I've got to go over 4 at the out of 50. That's not bad. That's not bad. I probably should have checked this beforehand. Good evening, Mick. Good evening. I've not got it on the TV for copyright reasons, but that's a good point. I should put the live score up so I can pay attention to it, if at all possible. Why is it like that? Oh, okay, that sucks. That's like the worst little clicky thing ever. But anyway, Mick, keep us updated on the score, please. So I've got to redo some white, but not much. Which is, yeah, okay, fair enough. I have to do what I have to do. As I said, I'm still learning. Well, I am still learning, but I should have learnt this lesson long ago. So it's kind of my own fault. It's not like it's a new lesson for me to learn. There's 0-0 at the minute, Mick. Awesome. We can do a winning this so we can go through its top of the group. That would be bloody awesome. Oh, yeah, I wasn't expecting to really have to do much of this tonight, but never mind. And we'll have to do a bit more research into that dip pen as well to make sure it's eligible as a tool to work. Because if it's not a tool, doesn't work out too well, then I'm going to have to find a different way for the extra fine highlighting and freehanding I wish to do in the future. So my main goal here is this practice, just to see if I can get better and show that if you do practice, you can get better. I hope. I'll have to go back and possibly do a montage of some of my older videos to see what the difference is between how we played it, how I painted it, and how it was painted early on compared to whatever my level is at the time that or whatever my last painting video was, where I come close to finishing a model. In fact, what probably a good test is, I've just recently got another Phobos librarian. So I did one with contrasts. Evening, Steve. How you doing, mate? Awesome. At this time of night, your neighbours are going to love you, mate. All that banging and Sarah making some new steps. But fair enough. Crack on with it. I hope to be at least some kind of entertainment or enjoyment for you. Or at least a reminder that somebody else is there and you can go peck the head about something really obscure if you wish. And I'll take questions. Oh, that's not good. What do you think he's doing? Possibly gearing up for the World Cup instead? Trying to give a bunch of kids some pitch time? That's true. That's true. So yeah, as I said, crack on, mate. You've got no worries. Your neighbours are gonna love you because they're not gonna care. Really wish I didn't have to do this white again. Then again, I should have done it properly in the first place instead of having to come back for it. Lesson number 1. Make sure you do it right first fucking time. Sorry, pardon my language. I mean, I'm past the threshold yet. YouTube's going to shout at me, isn't it? So trying not to paint over the little baubles, but it's not going overly too well if the camera would focus. No, it's not going overly too well, which is where the dry brush is going to come in to help afterwards. Because luckily it's going to help clean all these up. Or I hope it does anyway. If it doesn't, then I would have lost much. This one is just the energy coils. That's not too bad. No, you've actually been done. Yours very, very, very light. Very lightly done. Very lightly done. So next is on to silver dry brushing. Now, silver dry brushing for 50 models is not exactly the quickest process in the world. But I will be as quick as I can. As I said, hopefully I'm going to get all 50 models done tonight. It's going to be the final set sitting with the Necron warriors. It may make a cameo appearance to have the bases done, but that is about it, really. That is about it. We're playing Slovenia. So we're not doing well then, Mick. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. I was kind of hoping me not watching it or paying attention to it might help them, because it usually does. And this is the fun part of dry brushing. It's trying to get the actual right amount of paint on your brush so you can perform said dry brushing properly without essentially just painting the model completely again. That's what I don't want to do. I want to keep the oil washes that I've put on, but yeah, I don't want them to be quite as dark as they've ended up. So I need to bring some of that silver shine back into it. So it's almost like I'm trying to polish them. Actually polishing 50 tiny little metal skeletons that are actually made out of plastic. If it was made out of metal, it'd be so much easier to do this, but hey ho. Well, I'm gonna have to. Well, we're gonna have to manage through it. We'll get there. Those of you who are in for the long haul, anyway. One by one, just not too much paint on the brush. Go over it. It's a method I have done a lot during these paintings and these models and musings. Usually it's models, sometimes musings come out, but never mind. But that's by the by. Right, I'm going to separate the ones that I've done from the ones that I haven't somehow, and I'm not quite sure how. Now I need to take all the water out of the brush. I don't have a tissue. Do I have a tissue? I do have a tissue. Yeah, I have a tissue. I also have a cup of tea that I'm just knocking off every time I'm in my headphones. So my cup of tea can go right the way over there. That way I'm not going to knock it off my desk. I really don't want to knock it off my desk. It won't be disastrous, but yeah. It'll probably end up having to end the stream. And I don't want to be doing that just now. I've only just started. I've done 2 models. I mean, it won't be the first time I've had to end the stream quickly, or a stream's ended quickly. Or I've had technical malfunctions and difficulties on the stream. But I'll try to avoid them now as much as possible. Come on, look shiny again instead of dull. I mean, part is supposed to look dull, but not all of you. Come on. Start to look shiny again. that you've already had. Have a careful you on your chest. You've already got your gold bit done. In the grand effort of this Cam's Necron army, his grand total was putting the army together and getting 20 of the warriors and painting the smallest little bit of gold he could on them. And he says that's what he's done to help contribute towards the painting. So he's done a lot, he says. He's done an awful lot. In his own head, anyway. He paid 20 of them silver. So he saved me what? Half an hour's work because he used a spray. And I don't know why he was in. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't. It should have been the first thing he did was just base coat them all black with the spray and then spray them all silver. And the majority of his army would have been painted. Essentially what I've done. And all I've got to do now is sort out the glowy bits and the gold bits, really. Wash the silver bits and a bit of toner. So if you're going for a base Necron colour scheme, it is quite simple to paint. But when your friend decides he wants quite a lot of numbers before painting begins, I mean, this army's been played. It was used, what is large box through 9th? So it was used for any games through 9th. That you use them for any games through 10th. That is used them for. I don't think he's used it through any. But if the painting may be inspired to actually play in 10th. And if we can actually get a regular game night going, that would be excellent. Because he's got 2 armies we could use. And I've got 2 armies we could use. I'll give us access to mostly Xeno forces, actually. Yeah, it'll just be the Space Marines that would be representing the Imperium. No representation of Chaos, I don't think. Not unless we play Kill Team. And even then, I don't think I've actually set mine up as a legal Kill Team. I'd have to borrow units from other places. Let's try and make it a legal Kill Team. Not that I know how to play it, but as far as I'm aware, the squad composition is kind of like Necromunda. You can only have so many of so many different things. And there's the other one, Necromunda. I would like to enjoy playing that again. That is a really fun game. Very quick. Or can be very quick. But even long games are only about 45 minutes. And still bringing up each one as we go through, dry brushing one by one all the Necron warriors. And I'm not sure if this is enough for a phalanx. I'm not sure how many would be a phalanx. Any of you more history or war buff, let's make the comment of the battle formation or the old battle formation, how many men made up, or was it a denomination of how many men you had, rather than being an actual formation? I don't know. I'd have to look that up. It could be something like platoon, or a modern day platoon, garrison. How stuff is broken up and split down. I've got a feeling I'm going to go through a lot of silver paint, even just dry brushing these things. An awful lot of paint just dry brushing these things. But we'll see how much it goes through. I have got an extra one just in case. And I've still not finished the one that I found. Lucky me. I did find it. I managed to find one. It was alright. I managed to find my red, so I'll go back and fix those barrels. Now the problem I'm having with the ruins, pardon me, is the walls aren't seeming to tone correctly and match. And I'm unsure on how to resolve that, especially seeing as some of them now have moss all over them. I could paint the moss, essentially seal it in again with PVA, paint it all back up black, then repaint it all, re-dry brush it all as a singular piece if possible, to try and redo it that way. Or I can see if I'm good enough by hand to see if I can tone each layer in one by one and then get the correct colouring on the bricks. So to concentrate more on the toning on each layer to make sure it's right for both buildings, so we can keep it consistent across the way. 0-0 full time. Oh, that is absolutely atrocious. So we've got 5 points. 5 points in 3 games. Oh well. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, don't snap. Don't snap, please. Such spindly ankles. Really silly mounting points. It is the detriment of the Necrons. And I don't understand why my PC is giving me a Wi-Fi signal when I'm connected via a wire. Right, is there anyone not particularly not shiny? If Denmark score, we play Germany. Awesome. Well, I don't particularly think we're wanting that one, do we? I would much rather somebody else play them and have the, oh, look at us, we played well today, like we took out Germany. And then we get them later on, they go, we're not got that same in us again. Because I'm quite honest, I don't think we're up to it. Who do we play if it's at standing? So the other option, if not Germany, because it may be worse. the more I seem to pay attention to how football or England or United, for that matter, are doing, I just nearly had a travesty of knocking my entire silver paint everywhere, and that would have been a travesty. Yeah, if I seem to pay attention to how they're doing, they don't seem to do too well. If I don't, then yeah, they seem to do better. But I've got to pay attention enough, otherwise they seem to do really quick. So as long as I know when the games are coming up, I'm all right. I think my brush might be a bit wet. That's not too bad. I've not said anything absolutely ages ever. I'm sorry. I'm concentrating to try and get the. Yeah, not having it. Well, sorry, having it a little bit wetter has allowed the paint to flow up a little bit higher, so it's been a little not as easy. Whereas having it all on the tips does help. I'm trying to speed it up a little bit if I can. Reviews let me speed it up a bit. He says taking even longer to get it out of the pot. Essentially, just avoid the gun. I'm all right. Oh, you're quite dark, aren't you? You've been dulled quite a fair bit there, mate. There we go. I'll give you a polish back up again. Not too much for a polish, but enough so people know your metal again. Don't want to lose all those dings and dangs and little dints and stuff. Otherwise, I'll lose a whole point. 5 p.m. on Sunday. What am I doing on Sunday? Nothing on Sunday. I think I've got some kind of family do of some description. On Saturday, I think. I think it's walkable. So it should be all right. Okay, you almost got practically bloody painted again. That's not good. That's a better stage. So a little bit more paint. It's on there, and that should be able to keep going for a little bit longer. And use this to cover some of this. No, that needs definitely some washing there. Though. I spotted a place where I completely missed wash it. It's not good. No, but you know, I try my best to do at least first, even if it's in a saturated market. I mean, I'm sure you've seen people make them. And then transform them into all sorts of weird, wonderful things. Mainly out of clay. Now, if you just give me one moment, people, I will be right back. I just need to get my son, well, refill my son's water bottle. Give me a moment. Your grey knights are right silver. Do you want to know how I would do your grey knights? Essentially, do what I'm doing here, and that, but after the null Nile, I'd build up on harder dry brushes. So I'd do this on a much heavier dry brush for the silver, and then I'd dry brush brighter and brighter and brighter up until it was like one of the ridiculously almost white silvers at the much higher points and the very raised edges. As for the reds and yeah, the whitish, that's why I usually go for ivory. That's my white across the board. Ivory with either a sepia wash or a slightly more brown wash if you want it to look more bony. A sepia wash if you want it to look more parchmenty. And just go from there. Just highlight it again, highlight it back up with now actual highlights, layering. I get it, but even small bits, if you just get a very small dry brush, then you can dry brush it, and you get a more natural phase between it and a fade between it. Yeah, paladins are a nightmare. They're essentially silver bookmarks. Silver bookmarks that someone's dripped half a candle over. So that's the done side. That's the to be done side. Luckily, I don't have to do the Grey Knight players. He's good enough and willing enough to do his own. He's just more concentrated on Necromunda side of 40k as opposed to the large scale battle side of 40k. I mean, he would add another Xeno army and another loyalist Imperium army. Him having Eldar and Grey Knights. Which would give us quite a selection of armies to play and play against. It also means we've got an absolutely ridiculous amount of proxies. So I don't think there's many things we couldn't proxy if we was to try and find something. But knights is the only thing. Well, no, these aren't too bad. I've got the half done. I've nearly got them half done. I'll move the Scarfet Lord into camera shot in a moment when I take a drink. And there's not a great deal I have to do to these, because most of it's just going to be but is the weapon blue and a little bit of gold on the chest and their eyes blue. That's it, really. There's very little I'm going to have to do compared to other units. So, anyone remember him? He was fun. It didn't take that long. In fact, while he's out, I can. I know I said I was only going to bring him out when I wanted to. But I just noticed he needs to be a bit shinier. Particularly those claws. Those claws needs to be. Oh yeah, if it was Grey Knights, it'll be absolute. I won't be doing it if it was Grey Knights. It's like no. You would have to pay me to paint Grey Knights and Chaos. If you wanted me to paint Chaos, you would have to pay me. Both of them for the same reason. Far too many bloody greebly bits. Far too many stupid little unnecessary fancy bits. Yeah, I should have done this. Chuffing ages ago. As I'm seeing now. Supposed to be leaving him on the screen while I went and drank some of my drink. Well, it wasn't, but never mind. I forgot to do this bit when I did the gold dry brush again. So there we go. Yeah, that's essentially what I did. You've been watching. You've been watching, Steve. Thank you very much. That is my colour scheme for the Neds. The one for my Space Marines is even easier. Black, blue shoulder pads, silver trim. And then whatever weapon colour and silly little peripheral bits need to go on, like the purity seals and things like that. The really annoying things that you get on things like Sternguard veterans and librarians and chaplains and captains and blade guard. Blade guard ancients particularly. Oh dear God, I never want to do that. Just two of them. I'm probably going to have to go back and repaint them anyway. At least go back and sort out the very basic paint job on all of them, really. So we'll be revisiting Space Marines again from a different wave. And it's going to be how can I make these look better than what they are? Is there anything I can do? Well, first of all, basing them would be a good one, but I want to hold that bit off to the end if I can. I think I'll only base certain models and certain units. Good evening, Ali. I hope you've had a nice day. I believe half my viewers this evening, well, at least one of them I know is secretly my son and my missus watching from upstairs in stealth mode until he grasped them up when he came down for a drink. Which means I'll probably hear a thunk soon of him going, "Oh no, Daddy knows what." As long as he listens to his mum, he's okay. With that being that many of them, I'm not quite sure. I do have some tea left. Mrs. Laz is exhausted today, so I will have to be making my own tea. Which means I'll probably hear a different from across the top of the stairs. So if for some reason I do go make myself a cup of tea and I'm slightly longer than you would expect it to be, then nice. Oh, you've just reminded me, and that's the reason why I bought this thing. So yeah. I can stem that thing briefly, so I don't have to. I really don't like the taste of it. It gives you as an aftertaste, but it means I don't have to go outside. It means continue painting for a bit. Although personally, I'm a little old school. I do not. Yeah, I'm not a vapor. I.e., somebody who uses a vape regularly. I think they are appalling. not only for their batteries, but for how they've been targeted and how they're being marketed. Sorry, cigarettes used to get sold on their taste. What happened to that? I don't even know what that is, tea. In all fairness, Dome Jasmine tea. I'm assuming it's right. First of all, is it a black or is it a green, or is what type of tea is it? You can't just say you've picked up a tea. I've got Yorkshire tea, which is a British blend, which is generally a black blend, and then you can add milk to it. I wouldn't add milk to a green tea. I might have add honey, maybe some lemon. I need to go into. Well, you've got Chinatown, and B is also the big shopping supermarket place in Manchester, so I need to go there as well. I need a decent walk, not that much. Fried rice just can't be done in a frying pan. Sorry. Uncle Roger will shout at me. I can't be having that. Although technically he'd probably call me uncle. I am older than him. So he'd call me bad uncle. I should know better. Yep, pretty much. As soon as you get off the coach, depending which way you turn, you either go to Chinatown or the gate town, depending which way you go from the bus station. It's great. That's how Manchester greets you. Nah, you're right, Arcade. Just don't turn the right. Yeah, but what happens? Where's the exit? I know they change it all the time. Sometimes it's on that side, and sometimes it's on that side. Just don't turn right. Yeah, but it takes you a different way. Yeah, well, you'll figure it out. See you later. He's still rather hunched over. In fact, I should have warned Spencer about that. But yes, they have. Not just the C. They've also painted out the S. They've blanked out both the C and the F. For those of you who can figure that out, and as I did say, it was right next to the what's known as the gay village. Good evening, Kirsty. I said Ali then. Sorry, Ali. Please don't shout. Yeah. So the gay village on Canal Street, and they've blocked out the first two letters. And it's not like this sign is on street level either. just so you know. Good evening, Kit Bash. How you doing? Good evening. Yeah, the sign's not low down either. It's actually pretty dang high up. So fair play to them. It took a ladder at least of a particular set of climbing skills that required a lot of grip. I'm assuming it was a he. I mean, it might have been a she. I don't know. I believe it would be a much different place now to when I would go out frequently go out drinking in the gay village. Got less trouble. It was an awesome night. And when he makes his gay, it kind of makes sense. Still can't believe you're scale modeling better than me now. Right, I think I'm definitely halfway through now. It's hard to tell with these things. It's almost like they just keep multiplying. So after this, it's blue bits, and after blue bits, it's gold bits. No, do gold bits first. Then the gold can dry while I do the blue bits. Then I can wash the gold bits while the blue bits dry, and then I can come back in hopefully and go over the blue bits with the slightly brighter blue. I'm going to more effort on his than my own. I hope he appreciates this. Good evening, Nick. Good evening. Yep. Mick has told me the score. Do we actually know who we're playing yet, or is the other match still ongoing? Are we playing Germany? I don't know, Cristiano football talk. It is the Euros. This is Patriot. Yes, Ali. Well, mostly. I think the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. Before he gets his Arnold Schwarzenegger skin put on, like his Arnie suit put on, and yeah, they're like that. He says I've got to bling them up a little bit. So, like one of the leaders gets lots and lots of gold, so he looks different, and even the ones that are going to be like this size have a lot more of this dangly type stuff. This dangly type stuff. So I can make them look a bit different. Also, his main commander, he wants him to stand out even more than the others. So I'm contemplating doing his weapon not blue. certainly trying to do is Resurrection or Blue and keep that within theming, but or maybe that's the thing I should make stand out. No, not RoboCop. No. These don't have any fleshy bits. These are all mechanical. Every last bit is they're made from a living metal called Necrodermis. And they make everything from it, from themselves to the weapons to the very structures that they warp back to when they get damaged to repair. And their spacecraft and everything. Everything is made with that. And because it is a living metal, it can regenerate. Which is why these things are particularly annoying. With the correct accompanying units, these things, just standard warriors, are damn near indestructible. Well, gold's going to be with the Necrons, before they became the living metal soulless horde of just unwavering, unfeeling death to anything that lives, did actually live. And they were alive, ridiculous, like birth of the galaxy type, first civilization type of life. But they were plagued by a genetic mutation from their son. That essentially meant they were cancer-ridden from birth. This is called the Grim Dark, by the way. People do not expect any happy endings in any of these stories. So they developed very fast and very well with their technology. They even expanded, even though they had limited lifespans. And they found what's called a race known as the Old Ones, who had immortality. They could cure the Necron race, the entire race, should they wanted to, for reasons unbeknownst, because Games Workshop haven't told us. They said, no, we're not going to save you. So Necrons were right, basically, kill them. And during their wanderings of the galaxy, they found something called Satan, which were star eaters. And the Satan had tried beating the Old Ones and lost. But they said to the Necrons, look, if we essentially give you bodies that will not rot and decay and cannot be affected by all the shit that's going on with you at the moment, then will you help us fight the Old Ones? And they went, sure, we'll do that. And the entire Necron race was basically fed to the Satan because they tricked them. The mass populace turned into warriors, which have no individual mind of their own, really. They get ordered by their lords and overlords to perform an action, and they mindlessly go and do it like a Borg would, or any other mindless automata from sci-fi. However, as you get further up, the overlords, and some even higher than that, kept their personalities. So that's why they wear things like gold and are much more ornate, because when they transferred their bodies, they wanted their bodies to be more than what the civilians were. They wanted to be better. They wanted to be the ruling class still. And they were, including the Silent King, who's a beast of a model, and I'm so glad I don't have to paint him. As for the weapons alley, I haven't forgot. I was just in the middle of it talking and I didn't want to break my concentration. Sorry. to make the weapon stand out, I'm going to be doing them blue. So they're going to be getting along the little dots there, basically along the weapon, and the energy coils are going to be getting blue put in them. Same as the back of the Overlord's hands there, these shoulder pads, and if I get him in the right angle, along his sword and his and in his weapon. So they're going to be like that. I still do work to it must be at least 3 colours and 3 particular colours that can stand out on the model. It can't just be 3 shades of silver or 3 shades of grey or why is he popped out of there? Don't make me get clippers and sort you out because you're just not playing ball. Don't be a problem in the future. I will just snip you into bits and replace you with another model. One Necron warrior is a piece of cake. I don't know if my son's still watching. I'm being careful. There's a difference between having my child possibly watching and not thinking they are watching as a child. I'll try not to swear as much. Mainly because I think a vocabulary is quite an important thing to have. The ability to use a vocabulary is even better. Well, I don't like playing the points, but it just kind of makes sense. So, look, it's not a lot of work if you want to put in the bare minimum. It's not a lot of work at all, even for Grey Knights. Silver, blue, red. There you go. Silver armor, blue melee weapons, red range weapons. You've got your 3 colors. Boom. And you can be as lazy as you want about it. But it at least gives you, to a degree, distinguishable models from terrain, from anything that's remotely the same shade of grey as the plastic. That's why I'm putting a very bright blue on these. I don't, Ali. I don't have a particular time limit. However, it's not something I wish to be sat on, as it is. As I said, I'd paint it for as a birthday present. He just needed to pick the army. He's already been his birthday. I would like to give it to him before his next birthday. That would be nice. So I've got just under a year. It shouldn't take me that long. This is the majority of the units that have the models. The rest are more intricate, but there's not as many of them. You probably could teach me Scouse, in fairness, both how to speak it and how to make it, because Scouse and Mank aren't that different. Depending, because there's 2 different types of Scouse, just as there's 2 different types of Mank. I can only do the what you're talking about. I can only do that one easy enough. Yeah, but at least once it's screwed together, you can just cut off the end of the screw. And ta-da, it's done. There's always a way. You know that. Where there is a will, there is a way. Somebody please go find Willie. We need a way. I have spoken. This is said. That old guy was top. It's a shame. Kicked it. But hey ho. It's Star Wars. Lots of people die in Star Wars. Whole planets worth of people die in Star Wars. And they write it off as a kid's movie. Pretty much one of the first things to do. It's just wipe out an entire planet's worth of people. Obviously, the kids don't realize that when they're watching it. But yeah, Star Wars, a kid's film. Loads of like 8, 9, 10-year-olds going to watch it, loving it. And within the first few bits, what does it do? It wipes out an entire people. No worries, Beaky. No worries. Have you become the official editor, or is it just for your personal channel? Because some of those little in Battlefront, yeah, hey, you're quite good at controlling it. I'm going to say you're not a bad player at all. And yeah, it's funny watching you just splat people on that little hover bike thing. You can almost, like some people get that little, yeah, I just want to watch cat videos sometimes. Like, I just want to watch somebody go and splat somebody on, like, do some stupid stuff on a game. And it'd be quite funny. So, yeah. And they're not that long either. So it's not like you sat there watching you complete the entire mission, doing all the boring bits, trudging through the wilderness, going, oh, I've got to respawn midway all the way back over to that bit. None of that. Just the funny bits. Just the bits worth showing. It is Battlefield, isn't it? Battlefront's a Star Wars version. Instead of little hovercrafts, you get the Star Wars. 2042, that's it. Isn't there a 20? Wasn't there a 2142 where you're getting like suits and blast off out of motherships and stuff like that? Or is that one and you just don't play that bit? Or they just removed that and because they've updated it? Cool, they're all dry brushed. Right. That's not too bad. I need to charge my electric screwdriver. Cheers for the reminder. Thank you very much for the reminder. Right, so they've all been silvered, right? All the ones with black bases should have, if I double check, gold thing done on the middle. So seeing as they've already got the gold thing done on the middle, I might as well do that next because I've only got 30 of them to do. And it allows me to reorganize them. Knowing that I can start the next stage with 20 that are ready to go. I'm not going to have to still be waiting on drying time. And hopefully by the time I've done those 20, the rest have caught up. I know this seems like I might be being a little bit arsey and pedantic about stacking them in certain lines, but when it comes to batch painting, you kind of need to. It helps. Organization helps, and I know I'm not the most organized person in the world, so any little bit really helps. I mean, really helps. Right, okay, so you can do the jumping over to each other's airships to take out the mothership type thing. Because that looked interesting. And then all these need gold putting on the chests. These are all the ones that I sprayed. Whew. Where's my gold? Where's my gold? It's right in the middle of them all. Right in the middle of them all. Give it a dang good shake. Shake, shake, shake. I don't the bold made brush because I really don't want to screw up my good brush with gold. And I'm going to actually go in with quite a wet brush and not use a palette, which is probably going to do me a detriment. Never mind. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see how it dries. Did I get that right? Yep. Did I get that? Yep. Them two. Tiny bit, but it's one by one by one. And in the man, I mean, it's such a bad idea, that beaker. Yeah, so these are all going to be little gold emblems. On the chest. Even the bigger ones have them on. Just that theirs are bigger and easier to see. Obviously, he's got his more like a necklace. Because he's fancy pants. He's also a lord who lost his mind. And I just wants to go on a slaughtering rampage. But either way, he's still a lord. He gets to wear his fancy jewellery. Still gets told what to do by the dude with the siphon and the arbor. go to look at this. Yeah, it's wraiths and stuff that is missing. Thank goodness. I hate wraiths. Wraiths are horrible, horrible units. Ah, that big globular gold. Oh, that's okay. That's sad. It's going to have to do like that. And that's how that'll globular gold. I didn't put my brush down properly. 2, 3, 4. And this one finishes off that row of 5. And it's 30. I'm going to beat the devil out of it because it's not a big brush that bad brush uses, so I'm just going to wipe a bit on the towel. Although if you do ever get to use a big brush, I definitely recommend you beat the devil out of it. It's always fun. Don't want too much bloody paint on my brush, please. There we go, that's better. It's also better when you remember to support your hands. If you don't remember to do that bit, then it becomes quite difficult. I suppose that's what painting handles are for, really, isn't it? Make room, make room, make room. Don't think I'm going to do that again, so I'll move it out of the way so I'm not leaning on it anymore. You're an awkward one. I don't like having to come at it from 3 different angles. Sometimes you do have to just flip it over and take it from a direction that you put it in that you weren't expecting. And sometimes you just got to grin, bear it, and do it. Oh, there's no more awkward ones. No, this is quite easy. Get all the way in there. You slowly see them building up and mounting up and mounting up as I'm putting down that little layer of that little line of warriors is slowly encroaching straight across the top of the desk. And it is quite a wide angle lens that's on as well, so I'm certainly glad that as far as our knowledge, these things are not real. Unless somehow the American government have managed to find an STC and we're not actually Earth and Terra is on the other side of the galaxy, we're actually closer to Baal. And these are yet to have woken up. Oh, the Emperor walks among us. Trump for president and all that. Still makes me laugh when they put Trump's head on the Emperor's golden body. What a fantastic meme. Oh, there's one I've already painted. Okay, that's good. How many more have I already painted? I already painted more? No. That would be too good to be true. I know that I painted all the rest as well. I think I painted that one just to make sure that it was going right and that the gold would work that I have. This particular silver spray I didn't have already. And although I did have lead belcher, the spray foam just makes these so much easier when you can just... In fact, if you can do... If your army is pretty much just one colour and then you've got to colour everything else around it, if you can find the spray of that, it makes it so much quicker. So yeah, if you're doing the Grey Knights, I would do the lead belcher, and then if you've got the other silver, the brighter silver, I would almost zenithal highlight with that. I mean, pardon me, these look a lot darker because of kind of zenithals with the silver. I didn't give them a full painting of silver, but I wanted some of the black to be able to stay, just to save me some non-oil, really. It also made it quicker and easier to paint. So using a heavy zenithal base colour helped a lot. Okay, 4 more to go. Oh well. I'm sure he's not like he goes without a bacon sandwich if he wants one. He might not be able to afford a bacon anymore. But yeah, he'll be getting his butty when he wants it. Damn sight is probably going to be a better butty than I was. Yeah, you need to remortgage your house for. No, you need a house to remortgage first of all. And you would have had to pay it off to remortgage it. But yeah, remortgage your house, spend 2 nights in Trump Tower. All there is that, yeah. So much for a fat cat. Can't afford to eat bacon anymore. Too much grease. Okay, so that was that bit. I've not got. What am I missing? I'm missing something vitally important that I know I am. Who are you, first of all? You're him. Right, okay. You can go back over there. You're alright. I haven't got the tray for the speed paint. Also, I'm feeling very hungry and lightheaded, so before I disappear, I'm going to find a soundtrack to have music on, because I realise I've just done an hour and a half without music. We've already done Xenogears, haven't we? Let's go for that one. How do we do this again? Someone will tell me. Oh, there we go. At its stage, jot that down. No, he's not Mick. He's not a Yorkshireman. He's a Scouser. But I shall be back soon. I'm going to have a quick something to eat and refresh my brew. I'll try not to be long. Metal Slug is the soundtrack that we're listening to. However, I'm going to change it. There we go. So this might be a bit 8-bit for some people, but I quite like 8-bit. So let me know if you can hear it. Let me know if it's too loud, and I'll be back soon. Hello, I'm back. Thank you for everybody who's waited or joined or came or went. Oh, I'm a dick. I forgot the thing that I'm supposed to get from over there. I'm back again, one sec. Well, this time I'm not going to bother muting it. So, until you need it, dumbass. So, what have I missed? Blah, 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 blah. He's alright, he's Ezra. He's not that tight. For a Rotherham fan, yes, true, he is a Rotherham fan. Does he still come over? That's good to hear. It's good to hear that he's still going over. He does wear a flat cap. We can't hold that against him. Ezra is a good one. Ezra is a good one. Right. So now everything's been golded. It's blue time. Can you hear me over the weird jazz? Whatever it is. This is good. I didn't expect it necessarily like this, but okay. Might as well put the Sonic OST on. I think we need to go by that. What never mind. On the V shall go. No. In fact, yes. This one will do fine. Yeah, I'm not happy with that OST. Yeah, I'm not happy with that version either. We'll try that one. If it'll get rid of this advert. Do not give me 2 adverts in a row. I am not going to be happy. You have a good night, Ali. Thank you for coming to see me and spending your time this evening. And I hope you have a good tomorrow. And if you're not home already, drive safely. I sort my hat out so it doesn't hit the camera. Yeah, that was marginally better, I suppose. How does it? Might not necessarily be the best way to do it, but it gets the weird glowy effects in the areas that I want. So that'll do for me. Oh, I forgot his power file. Okay, I'm losing focus. That is not a good sign. I thought that's where I went to get eaten somewhere. Just so take it a little bit quicker, please. And of course, I forget something, which is I want to do any bloody eyes blue. Probably doesn't help that I went like JRPG style music on. Which, I'm so sure I'll let someone make the joke, but can actually be quite soothing and help put you to sleep. But I also enjoy listening to it as well sometimes. There's some fantastic pieces of music written for little stories. Especially some of the pieces that are written for the epic scenes. Final Fantasy would be... I've not got a PlayStation 5, so I can't play the new Final Fantasies, all of them. I'm not even sure my PC could manage the next the last one, the remake, never mind. What's the one called? Rebirth? Not Rebirth. Yeah, Rebirth. I've got a feeling the last one's going to be Reunion. I have no idea what this song is, but this is a song from a game. Oh, it's not bad. I've heard worse pop music than this, so can't really complain.
So you know that we are there.
What is this one? Oh, it's from Persona, that's why. Now it's making a bit more sense why it's like this. This is from Persona. Yeah, having to do all this again. Essentially everything that took me hours to do the other day with the super fine pen. When I finally come to realise that my brush controls come better than I thought it was. So I can actually get away with using the fine brush. And I've got to go over it all bloody blue again. Yeah, I'm not as keen on the. I mean, this song's not bad, don't get me wrong, but I'm not keen. I'm not as keen on those that are so much lyrical songs unless they are really good. Well, I've got to say, I'm enjoying that bass.
And you know we were out there, swatting lights in the making, going hard for the taking. Can't hold on.
Never played one of the personas, but I'm guessing they have a market. They've made 5, possibly maybe more. So I may have to give them a go one day. Maybe I think they've just put Dragon Age. So I'll be playing through that with Mr. Class. Her making all the decisions, me just doing the combats. Let's see what we're going to get in there. Oh, we got some potentially problematic music. What is this from? I don't remember this bit. I played this Final Fantasy. Oh, it's a boss battle. Oh, yeah, the first of it. Wow, this was rather grandeur, isn't it? This is final boss battle? I don't remember this. I was probably too busy paying attention to fucking living snot out of it at the time. But yeah. Is this the final boss battle? I certainly don't remember anything this being this on over the top during the actual game itself. I don't particularly what I do in this house because anyone who's not played Final Fantasy 13. You know, one of the best Final Fantasies. Mostly it's just story. But not a bad Final Fantasy. Kind of steps away from that turn-based thing and puts it more action orientated. Although 12 was where they started, I think they kind of regressed a little bit with 13. It wasn't as good. At least with 12 you had a lot more control over what the other party members did. And although you had control over the party members in 13, it was pretty much just giving them, well, you do this. And if you're not doing that, then you're pretty much not doing anything. Which is great, because you can set up a healer, you can set up a buffer or a debuffer. Depending which ones you need for the fight. I don't know what you're meowing at, cat, but I'm over here. Oh, I didn't know another place actually. I'm gonna have to do this. Second one before I do the third one. So let's work through these bits and these ones. And then I believe I'm going to have to give my eyes a rest after that because my eyes are going all funny. I will be calling this a day by the end of this doing these. I am going to push myself through. Just give me 1 second. For instance, there was somebody in the room. No, this is getting increasingly difficult. No, I know I don't have to be as neat with the blue as I was with the white, but I have to make sure I get everywhere that I did get with the white with the blue. That is not a game. That is not a game. That is a lie. That's what that was. Somebody tried to sell me stuff, and I don't like people trying to sell me stuff. If I want something, I'll ask. I'll try and find it, or I'll make it myself if I can. Raise your probably the customers actually know what they want before you show it them. And to a degree, you can get away with that, but you've got to be showing them something quite unique, almost game-changing or market-breaking even. And somehow I don't think whatever that advert was trying to sell me is going to But if anything, it's probably going to make my life worse. TikTok advert or something. What? Next time, no worries, Steve. You have a good night, mate. And I know you're not driving anywhere because you're at home, but have a good night and sleep well, mate. Thank you for everyone else who's stayed here with me so far. I don't know what cruel and unusual punishments you like putting yourself through while I'm not streaming, but I'm glad I can fulfill that role while I give you a slight break while I am.
Name's Yinlin. As for what I do,
What?
I don't talk about that in public.
What?
Zapstrain.
Yeah, I don't want to be hearing stuff like that, love. I know I swear, but this is a lot more family friendly than like what she was going on about. What's that the game kills how? Ooh. Games are getting weirder. This is mobile game section. They're just bizarre as fuck somewhere. Why do people even play some of them? It's like just trying to steal your money. Oh, no enjoyment, no benefit. You don't even get the little dopamine hit when you complete a game. Like, yeah, you don't even get that. Why don't you get that? Because those freaking games never end. There is no end to those games. You want to just keep going and going and going and get your money. There are mobile games where you can complete them. You can get Baldur's Gate 1 and possibly Baldur's Gate 2 as well on the mobile. You can get a few old PC games, some Atari games and things. There are some, but they're not mobile games. They're ported PC games. You've gone, right, okay, we've got old games to run on this system. Excellent. Yeah, most mobile games are either pay to win, and even then, the majority of the time they run a gacha system anyway. So you don't actually necessarily know what you're going to end up. You might decide, right, okay, I need that specific item or that specific. Well, let's buy that bag in a loot box there. And end up you get everything you've already got and not the one thing that you need. Even though you spent $9.99, $4.99, however much you spend on it, you spend on these things to get the bonuses. Never enjoyed them. That's, again, not strictly speaking true. There was one that I played for ages called Brave Frontier. I did put a very small amount of money in that towards the beginning, just to help catch up to my friend who was doing raids and he needed help. So I needed to catch up to him. We put about 30 quid into it in total, but I played it daily for about 3 years. So in that case, I would say I got my money out of it.
CDkeys.com. Shop the
Especially because I
latest
used the
games
money
and
early on
upcoming
to get the
releases
boost
at
to
the best prices.
get me up to a
Enjoy
certain
incredible
point where I
savings
could
with up to
then
35%
compete
off
and
new
do the
releases.
things that were
Don't miss out.
slightly harder. And I've got
CDkeys.com.
another
Pay
advert
less,
again.
game more.
Go away, adverts, please. There is quite a lot. All right, there's 700 and something sounds on this. So this soundtrack might be on with us for a while. Not too happy about the adverts, but YouTube is what YouTube is. So we're over. I'm over the fifth. Well, we're over the fifth of the way through. And anyone who's sat here with me, you're going through all this with me. I know you feel it. Oh, this is going to take ages. This is taking ages. Come on. I have to make sure I cover where I went over with white. Making sure that there's blue in there. Not so bothered about overspill. I can take that off with kitchen roll, paper towel, whatever you wish to call it. But yeah, certainly got to make sure I get everywhere that I've done. That's kind of the point of painting the white in the first place. I forgot what I'm using. I'm using speed paint, aren't I? In fairness, the drown it and wipe it off method is probably the better option. That's kind of what speed paint is supposed to do. Eyes, nose, mouth. Oh wow, this is a track I've not heard for a very long time. A PlayStation 1 game called Wild Arms. Could have been more than what? 15 at the most when I was playing this. Wild Arms has sequels on not only the PlayStation 1 but the PlayStation 2 as well. Nice little game series. Certainly the first one. I remember playing that. I can't remember how it ended. I know it took me a bloody long time to do it. But then again, it took me a long time to do Grandia, and Grandia was really simple. Not played Grandia 2 or 3. Didn't even know there was a Grandia 3. Won't mind giving them both a shot though.
Supercharge your business with the
No,
all-new
go away,
Shopify
advert.
point of sale. The
No,
all-in-one
go away.
POS.
Nobody cares what you're selling us. Are you actually playing? Yep, it is. There we go. Okay, that's a bit rockier than I was expecting. And he's got words.
What to say? Found them all, just need someone to share. Snarling the dusk every day to carry on. Ain't so strong.
He didn't say be a dick to everyone. Oh, that sounds a bit sus. Oh, okay, my eyes are really going on me. My eyes are ridiculously going on me. That's not good. I'm struggling to focus on the details as I'm looking in. I've only been on it for 2 hours, so that's definitely not a good sign. I'll have to come back and I'll see how I carry on with these 5 and then I'll make a decision. Because I don't want to do a bad job on them. And a couple of mistakes I don't mind cleaning up, but if I was to make an entire batch worth of mistakes just because of my own stupidity and haste, then yeah, it's a lot more work that I can avoid myself just by doing it right in the first place and coming back to it when I can actually see and focus. So there is a very good chance I'll do a daytime one as well. At some point, I may even start doing a few more daytime ones just while I get this sorted and finished and Necron's completed. Okay, that's not good. Even with my glasses on, I can't. No, I'm not even getting the other 5 done. Yeah, I should be around there somewhere. I'll come back and have a look at him tomorrow. But sadly, my eyes are struggling to focus. So I am having to call this evening done for now. Well, done for this evening. However, I do intend to carry on. I've still got another 34 left to do, so it's not like I'm anywhere near close to finishing them. So let's close down the Persona 3 music for now. And thank you for everybody who's come to see me this evening and everyone who's still here. So Nick, Steve, Mick, Beaky, and possibly my missus. I don't know. Thank you all for coming to spend time with me, listen to me waffle on and paint my models and practice, and hopefully one day get them to a good enough standard where I can maybe even enter a competition. Who knows? But thank you very much for everyone. Drive safely, and I shall see you next time. Can I